Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into this episode of Ranta's Reviews. I'm very excited to share with you what is in this box, but the funny thing is, we're seeing this in the future. So I actually did part 1 of this product long ago, and I did B-roll for it, I did some studio shots, there's a lot of stuff for it, and we're actually 6 months into creating this video, and I'm still opening a box based on the product itself. So we're gonna start this video with the future today, but then it's gonna go back, and it's actually the first video that we started filming for Ranta's Reviews. So let's go ahead and open this box. But first, I'm actually gonna send you into the past. Say hi to 6 months ago Kevin for me, and I'll see you when you get back. Hi everybody, welcome back to Ranta's Reviews. I wanted to do my after 7 days of using the Vava 2K Dual HD Dashcam. So I've actually had this product for about 2 weeks. It did take me about 2 weeks to get it all set up and ready to use, and I'm excited to share my review of it because I'm gonna go a little bit in depth on setting it up, how it works so far, and after literally using it for 1 week, didn't even get to use it the first week, overall what my experience was. So, very excited to dive into it. Let's go. So I'm here in my car. I have the whole setup, all of the different items. It came with a power adapter. I kind of like the one that I had more, so I went ahead and just kept using mine. And then I'm gonna read the manual, even though reading the manual is for yellow bellies. Just kidding. And we're gonna get this set up. I have to see right now because I have a car charger here. I need to see if there's going to be conflicting space because the dual cam does have the front camera as well that will show myself, and I don't want my rear view mirror to get in the way of it. So yeah, I'm gonna try to set my phone up so you can see me doing this setup and see if it's challenging or not, or something you can do as well. So hope you like it. All right, so unfortunately there's not really a good way for me to set my camera up and, you know, actually show this process go down. So I'm just gonna do a quick before and after. Before, you can see I have a charger thing here. I've got pretty ample space on the windshield and around the dashboard to hook everything up, but gonna have to get it clean and organized. So overall, setting this up has been pretty easy as far as putting the mount onto the windshield, and then this is magnetically attached, so that's actually probably, well, it wants to. Yeah, it tends to go that direction better. So it can be removed, which was a pretty cool feature that I was into. But I went to put the SD card in, and after putting the SD card in, it told me that there was no card could be found. So I went through the manual, and the manual says I have to download a firmware from the website onto the SD card. So, like I said, I'm in the desert and don't have my laptop on me, and even if I did, we don't have Wi-Fi out here. So I got this all set up. I still need to get the card firmware put on the SD card, then I'll be able to actually use it. But overall, I'd say probably like a 7 out of 10 as far as like being challenging yet still easy enough to put up. I'll give a full review and breakdown once I get back to the office, but for now, this was my attempted installation. Like I said, would have hoped it came out a little bit more organized, maybe not quite as much cable just all over the place. I know people will get in my car and be like, what's going on here? But anyway, it works for now. So this is the product. It does have a mind of its own. Right now it says event recording, so it's actually recording right now, even though it's not connected to a power source and it's just out of the box chilling. It is recording right now. So I don't really even know how to turn that off. I've looked up tutorials. It's like motion activated. I think there's a gyroscope in there that like tells it when to turn on, and even if I turn it all the way off, it's still doing that. I do have my phone because I do a score breakdown of everything that I review, and I want to share what those numbers are as far as overall score with this dash cam. Okay, so the first thing I want to go over with this dash cam is the purchase experience. I rated this a 7 out of 10 because as far as buying it off Amazon, it was very easy. They incentivized me with a $20 off coupon, and I thought, why not? Good dash cam, seems like really high quality technology. And so what I was thinking was, at $200, it's probably gonna be good, right? It's expensive, it's gotta be quality. Not necessarily. So again, for the purchase experience, I gave it a 7 out of 10 because Amazon's easy. It showed up in one day and it was free shipping, so can't beat that. And so for quality of product, I gave it an 8 out of 10, meaning I think it's pretty durable. I think it's pretty well made. It has a lot of good components from the cameras inside, connectors for the USB, as well as the SD card, and then the button construction, nothing's like broken on it from me just like tapping the buttons. So overall, pretty happy with the construction and durability of this device. Quality of video, I'm actually going to give it the highest score that I gave, being a 10 out of 10. From the front cam to the rear cam, at night, during the day, overall, it looked great. I was very happy with when I was playing back the footage. I lowered it to 1920 by 1080, not doing it in the highest resolution, which I think is actually comparable to 4K. But I did that because I wanted lower file sizes for each individual file, and hopefully not take up nearly as much space. The actual function of it was a little weird. It pretty much records 24/7 at all times. I don't know if it has an internal battery. I don't know, what exactly makes it turn on, but when I went back and reviewed the footage after a week, it took 128 gigabytes, pretty much the whole SD card I had, and all of the footage was it sitting in my front yard. So it wasn't activated by motion, it wasn't activated by emergency like someone hitting my car. It just recorded on and on and on. So a lot of worthless footage there, but quality footage. I also noticed if you turn off the rear camera, you can shoot in 3 different modes as opposed to just 2, giving you the 4K, the 1920 by 1080, as well as 1920 by 1080 in 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second. 60 frames would be if I want to slow it down, use slow motion. Not fully necessary to me, but it is cool that it has that prowess. I also believe I read that it has Sony cameras built into it. That's pretty cool. It reflected in the night vision. When I was driving around at night, I thought it'd just be black and white. It does resort to black and white once it needs to, but as long as there's any light, it's really high quality for that capture. And so this is probably the lowest score I gave it. That is ease of setup. I'm rating that based off of the actual setting it up in my car to setting it up with an SD card and getting it activated, functioning, and working. I gave that a 2 out of 10. And the reason for that is, 1, I didn't realize that I was gonna have a cable stranding all the way around my car. They didn't really go into too much detail on that, and it's like a Frankenstein monster looking thing. There's cables all over the place. It's not clean. It's just honestly looks a little bit trashy, and I do love my car, and it's one of those situations where I wish it was a little cleaner. A shorter cable would have made everything so much easier, but they give you like a 10 to 12 foot cable, and you just I have it zip tied, and it's sitting in the side of my passenger seat, so not really stoked on that. And additionally, with the setup of it, I had a really unfortunate interaction trying to get the SD card going. Inside the manual, I didn't realize at first, I actually mentioned it before, I didn't even know I had to get an SD card for this because of the price and the fact it had an app integrated into it. I thought it was going to be internal memory or cloud storage. I would have even paid like $5 a month to have cloud storage that it uploads to and saves and all that. Didn't have any of that. It wasn't very transparent that I needed an SD card. I did read through the app under facts that it says, sorry, no SD card available, but you should buy this brand or this brand. And one key component that I really didn't see either was it had to be a U3 SD card, not an A1, not a T3. There's so many different types apparently. I didn't even realize that either, and I've been in videography and photography for over 10 years. I was very surprised to realize that so few SD cards will work with this. The first one that I put in was like card error, wouldn't tell me why, wouldn't tell me the issue. I just couldn't use it. So I went on Amazon, bought another SD card, so 2 SD cards into this, and that one worked. Once it got filled up, this device started having issues. So I'll get to that in a second, but overall ease of setup, I have to give a 2 out of 10 because It was just frustrating. There was no surprise and delight. I just kept getting disappointed that I had to do something else or I had to change something else. I like to review things after 1 week, say what my impression is after using it for a week. Overall, I was really enjoying it, and then I had mentioned earlier that it got an issue. Once the SD card filled up, the rear camera, this one here, will not work anymore. It took me about 4 hours to figure out, I don't even know why that's happening at this point, but I know how to get around it and still make it usable. If I turn off the rear camera, then it will work, but if the rear camera is turned on, it'll do this weird endless recording thing, and it won't let me click with any of the buttons, interact with it. I had to reformat the SD card like 10 times, and I had to, like I said, turn off the rear camera. I had to factory reset this like 5-6 times before it would work for me. So I was initially going to give it like around a 7, even an 8 out of 10, but because this is happening now, I've had to lower it down to 3 out of 10, because I'm really not impressed for $200 that this is already having issues and it's only been a week. I'll admit I might have a faulty device here. I'm gonna reach out to their customer service team and see about getting a new one or whatever their process is for this. It also has a 18-month warranty. I went through the app and I extended it to 24 months, so I'm sure they'll hook it up. But again, the experience with this, I thought because I was spending more money, it would be better. Not necessarily true. As far as bang for your buck, that's something I like to review on pretty much every product I get. It's just, was it worth the money? Because of the headaches I've had, it's definitely lowered the score, but as far as the potential for what this device is and how quality I know it can be, I give it a 5 out of 10, because I think it would have been much higher if I didn't experience this rear camera issue, which only started a couple days ago, but it's still enough to leave a bad taste in my mouth. But when it was working in its prime, it was working great. And I think I just noticed there's a tiny little like hole right next to the magnet and next to the USB port. I don't know if you can even see it. I think that's a factory reset that you can just kind of, haven't tried it yet. I don't recommend doing that unless like customer service tells me to do it. And even then, I just don't want to do it. And so overall score, taking everything into consideration based on price, product, how it was used, how it was set up, everything together, I give this product a 4 out of 10. I can potentially raise that score. I'll look through their customer service channel. I'll look at potentially getting it fixed or upgraded, or I don't know, upgraded, but maybe just swapped out or a new one sent, or even troubleshooting that actually works. I could potentially look to raise it, but I give it a 4 out of 10 because I was really excited for this. And when it worked great, but then it stopped working, and there's not a lot of resources online. Their forum acts like nothing can go wrong with these. The other reviews that are on there, some are like, it's great, some are like, it's terrible. And I think there might have been a lack of understanding with the technology behind it. But just from a customer service standpoint and just a overall quality of product, I wasn't super stoked on this. So again, I award the Vava 2K Dual Dashcam a 4 out of 10. I did record some video and capture it from the Dashcam itself. I have played it through this video. I'll play a quick little sequence of it so you can see the quality of it. Remember, I shot in 1920 by 1080, 30 frames per second, and I used the front and rear camera. I think if you just use the front and not the rear, you can again go higher quality, and I think the resolution is just a little better because you're not powering to 2 different cameras. But overall, I'm hoping I can, go through their customer service channel, get it repaired, get it fixed, because I do think this has high potential. If I didn't have as many issues, I definitely would have been able to give it a higher score. But if I got this from like the Apple Store or even Best Buy, I probably would have been in already to return it. Because I got it through Amazon, because I'm doing this review video, I want to go through their customer service channel and give them an opportunity to make it right. So thank you very much everyone for watching another episode of Ranta's Reviews. Welcome back. Now let's dive into what's in the box. If you couldn't tell based off of the video though, and where it was going and some of the headaches that I was having, you should know at this point that this, what is in this box, is a replacement unit of the Vava Dashcam. I didn't know how it would be sent to me. I didn't know what to expect, but in sending me a replacement, they sent me a brand new replacement unit. I sent them everything back, except I forgot to send them the mount that was like that you literally stick to your windshield. That's the one thing I forgot to return, so I apologize for that. It was right there in front of me, but I was completely blinded by it. I thought I had sent everything back. As far as the process went, I discovered that my Vava Dashcam unit was having issues. From those issues, it was something to do with the battery. Once the battery got charged to full capacity, it started deactivating the rear camera, and then all the footage it was filming was super blown out, like super, all the light in the world. I think the mechanism inside the camera that allows and adjusts how much light would come in just stopped working when it hit full battery, because it was like super blown out. I looked like a ghost driving. So I had to return it. It took a few weeks of back and forth, talking to them, telling them troubleshooting with me, trying to get me if I could fix it, if it was something on my end. But ultimately it was not something that I could fix. So they ended up requesting that I send them the other one back. They sent me shipping label, so I didn't have to pay for shipping, which I appreciate. And they sent me this new unit. I had to follow up. I was like maybe a week and a half after I sent it. I was like, hey, just wanted to check in. And she said, we've expedited your box right away. So their customer service at Vava is actually pretty top tier. I know they sell primarily on Amazon. I think you can get a product through them directly. But as far as it goes, I have spent a lot of time on this review video. I'm going to not do an unboxing because I already did an unboxing and this is the same exact box. So we're just gonna go, actually, if the footage came out bad, I wanna know. I wanna be able to do a different unboxing because I've got the cameras quite a bit better since that was my first video. So let's go ahead and do a quick unboxing for you. Smart made simple. Yeah, I already read all the box and stuff, so that'll be in the other review, but you get an envelope. Inside this envelope, you get the instruction manual, you get the warranty, you get the leave us a review on Amazon, we'll send you a $40 gift card. I'm gonna leave you a little more than an Amazon review, but I will leave you a review. And that's another thing. Through my Amazon Associates program, I will have a link in the description on where you can buy this one. It doesn't offer you a discount or anything, but it's me referring you to buying it. I would say be cautious, be wary, because this is a product that is a little bit more advanced than the basic dash cams you can find on Amazon. This is the unit itself, but yeah, just buy it knowing that it's a little bit more complicated. Inside the box here, we have all the components. Here you have the extremely long cable that has like GPS unit and other random things. The mount for the windshield, that's like a click button to take snapshots with, and the charging adapter. And then somewhere there's supposed to be a little orange like pry bar or something. I never ended up using it. I just wanted to open it up, give you guys a quick little view. I don't need to read everything like I did in the beginning of this video, but as far as it goes, the Vava Dashcam, I would say initially I was ready to give it a 2 out of 10. Pretty sure that's what I gave it. I'm gonna work with this one. I'll do a additional video in the next few weeks, maybe a month, to say, yep, it's working properly, it's fine, just had a bad unit. But let's say, for example, this one works perfectly. Take everything into consideration, the buying process, using it, setting it up, going through the trials of sending it back, getting a new one, all there's processes and procedures. I would say that I'm ready to give Vava 2K dual dash cam, company Vava as well, an overall score of about, I'd actually say 7 out of 10. The customer service was really good. Correspondence with one girl, I forgot her name off the top of my head, but she was very helpful. She was communicative and she helped the process the entire way through. The quality of the camera is unprecedented. The 8-man dash cam that I have that I'm doing another video for, that resolution and quality is like, decent, but it's not anything near as high quality as this. The app is actually really good on this. I like the app. And then as far as like innovative design and stuff, having the dual cam is really big for me. Having the magnet on top that you can just like take the dash cam off, put it back up. That's really cool. This is basically just like one of the higher end dash cams that you can get versus buying like a standard, you know, LCD unit. You tap power on, record, that's it. This has all the bells and whistles. So 2 out of 10 was my initial assessment. I was pretty upset.
but through customer service and getting a new unit, and if it works as advertised and how it was supposed to perform in the first place, then I'll be ready to give it about a 7 out of 10. But unfortunately, you're gonna have to wait about a month, maybe even 2, before I give that full final confirmation assessment. So for now, we are going to wrap up this video for the Vava 2K dash cam. It's been a long road, a long journey for this process, and for now, we're going to give the dash cam a pending score of 7 out of 10, just taking everything into consideration, the headaches, the frustrations, good customer service, getting a new unit shipped to me, just all the time and process of that. I would give it a 7 out of 10, not for having even like a negative experience getting a bad unit. Yes, that made the process longer, but I'm solely basing it off of the device itself and then the process of like the customer service. I take that into account because I don't just review products on my channel. I review products, packaging, customer service, quality of product. I go in depth on this stuff. So this is probably gonna be my longest and most in-depth video, but this has been one of the only products that I've done a video for that I've had to actually return and wait to get a new unit back. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Ranta's Reviews. My name is Kevin Ranta, and I'm very excited. Wait, we've seen this box before. It's the Vava 2K dash cam making a return yet again. So I know what you're thinking, Kevin, why are we seeing this product again? I bought this dash cam 6 months ago. I started using it, and all of a sudden it started having issues, and the camera wasn't working, and the battery was like overheating. So I reached out to Vava's customer service, went through the process of getting an RMA, getting it returned, getting it sent back. They sent me a brand new one, which I did the unboxing for. I showed you a brand new one. They don't send you a refurbished one. You get a brand new unit. I plugged that one in, set that one up. I'm gonna say my experience setting it up the second time around was much better, much easier. I didn't use the hooks, I didn't use the little clasp-like adhesive things. I used the ties, twist ties it came with, tied the giant cable just in one bundle, put that right in the center like console of my car, and easily just put the cord up and down around. I still think there could have been some opportunities in how they created this dash cam and the process of getting it hooked up and, you know, wrangling the cable, but it was a much easier time getting it set up the second time through than the first time. With that in mind too, the camera works great. Dash cam, everything about it works as advertised. One thing that is still a little bit of an issue is when you leave it out. I live in sunny California, and when it gets hot, if it's 80 degrees outside, it's 100 degrees in your car. So if you leave the dash cam on, even though it has that bump or like motion thing where it'll turn on and start recording, that heat will get to your electronic device and literally start to overheat it. I had issues with this new unit where I'd have it up in my windshield and it would start to get overheated. I looked up and the screen turned black at one point, and I was like, oh no. Like, I immediately knew, because I worked at Apple technology, iPhones, if you leave them out in the sun, they'll literally say, hey, iPhone is too hot, needs to power down to maintain a better temperature. That is the same exact situation with this dash cam, but unfortunately, there is no power shut-off mode. It'll keep running, it'll keep trying to do its thing, so because it has a magnet right here, this is magnetic, I just take this thing down, put it in my car, and I'll only leave it hanging if I'm leaving somewhere and I'm, let's say, in a sketchy area or I'm parked really close to someone. I'll risk it and leave it up there, but one thing to keep in mind with this dash cam is because it is a powerful electronic device, it gets warm. And if you leave it in the sun, it gets real hot. So if it's a matter of just don't leave this technology out in the sun, and you know, it's just how all electronic devices work, then I can't really hold it against the dash cam. But with that in mind, 6 months later, we have finally reached the point where I am ready to give this a score on the RANTA ranking system. So after unboxing it twice now, using it, headaches, frustrations, quality, good cameras, a decent app, built-in GPS that I never use, I am ready to give this a final score. And that score for the Vava 2K dash cam is an 8 out of 10. I don't give that 8 out of 10 lightly. I was ready to give this unit a 2 out of 10 at one point, but after getting the new unit, working with their customer service, getting one sent out, I give this Vava 2K dash cam an 8 out of 10. My one note that I put to that is if you're technology savvy and you watch both of my videos about this dash cam, you will have a good, pleasant experience. If you don't watch the video and you're not good with technology, then for the love of God, do not get this dash cam. I know I'm literally probably not going to have people buying them through my associates link because I'm saying this, but the fact of the matter is just because something's more expensive and has more technology doesn't always mean it's going to be easier for people to use. But for someone like myself who is technology savvy, likes retail, likes, going through customer service channels to get things replaced and learn from that process, I give this a solid 8 out of 10 because it works well. Don't leave it in the sun for too long or it'll come at you. And with that, I'm happy with the 8 out of 10 and I'm happy with this dash cam. So thanks for tuning into this episode of RANTA's Reviews. I really hope you enjoyed both videos for the Vava 2K dash cam, before unit and the new unit. And until next time, I'll see you on the next review.